have the power as a candidate to actually commit to stop all deportation from day one to executive action, and we want to hear you say that.
I will not stop all deportations if you commit a crime that's a felony.
He's such a squish. Only if you commit a crime, everyone else can stay. That's not the only problem, though, Biden is facing with Hispanic voters. The woman in charge of his Latina outreach, her name is Vanessa Cardenas, reportedly quit in frustration. Now, the reason she stated, and who knows if it's accurate, but it's Biden lacked compassion when talking immigration. In other words, he's not for total open borders. And that apparently what you just heard, Biden telling activists he would only deport criminal aliens, felons, to make it specific, went too far for this leftist. Joining me now, Mercedes Schlapp, Trump 2020 campaign senior advisor, and Dinesh D'Souza, conservative author and filmmaker. Dinesh, former President Obama just told his party to ditch the old purity tests, just as his standard bearer is being eaten alive. So what's going on here?
Well, Obama, although on the left, was tethered to reality. And Obama realized it's one thing to say that you have people who are aliens who are clearly breaking the law. But there's a special category of lawbreaker, the criminal alien. This is a guy who's a drug dealer or a murderer or a rapist, someone who actually poses a threat to citizens. And to say that that guy should not be deported, would be political lunacy. So Obama never went there. And the fact that we now have an activist wing of the Democratic Party taking this kind of stance, or considering the deportation of criminal aliens to be somehow beyond the pale, this just gives you an idea of how this party has become, at least to some degree, unmoored, unhinged from reality.
Dinesh, there was another moment for Biden that was a little tricky, to say the least. He apparently has a list of potential VP picks, but then he struggles a bit. Watch.
I could start naming people, but the press will think that's who I picked if I were the nominee. But there's an incredible number of people. The former assistant attorney general who got fired was just in Delaware. The leader of the woman who should have been the governor of Georgia, an African-American woman who's incredibly good.
Oh, my God. Dinesh, I mean, the pandering project doesn't seem very sincere, God bless him, but he doesn't even know their names. So you're not going to
He doesn't know who they are. He admires them so much that he just can't remember who they are.
Yeah.
Look, I think when this started out with Biden, it really looked like these were, quote, gaffes. I think now we're dealing with something beyond that. We're dealing with something approaching dementia now. Look, Reagan had Alzheimer's, but that was after the presidency. I think with Biden, we have such a pattern now of stumbling and bumbling that I think Democrats are going to have to ask, is this guy even capable of operating at the highest level and with the pressures of the presidency?